Good morning, afternoon, and evening. I'm back with another video, and this time we're going to be discussing WWE. Yes, not the creative wrestling side. We're talking about the business side now, because that's the drama there is like more entertaining right now than what's going on in the ring. But that's a whole nother issue because that's not what I'm here to talk about today. Here to talk. This is Axio's piece. Axios wrote about WWE. That's right, and I'll show you this in a moment. It's called. What is it? WWE, the media's hottest drama. And it is a drama, especially when you know all the details or know a lot of the details. You already know it's a drama. So, and then I'm going to use this article to explain why Vince McMahon is your number one capitalist. He's a representative of capitalism, he shows why unfettered capitalism is a major problem. Now, let's get to this. Let's get to the article itself. Let's do that. Get rid of my face. All right. So here it is, Axios piece. I'll link this in the description box below. I'm not sure if I'm going to read every single word of this article from January 12th, which is yesterday. It's by Tim Basinger and Sarah Fleischer, I guess, or I don't know, Fleischer. I guess I butchered it, but whatever. All right, so let's read. Move over, Elon. God, Jesus, Elon Musk is living rent free in all these fuckers' heads. I mean, they love to hate on Elon Musk. But that's beyond the move over, Elon. Vince McMahon's sudden and chaotic return to WWE following his disgraced exit last year is setting up to be the media's juiciest story of 2023. They love the drama. They love this drama in the media, in the corporate press. They cannot wait to cover this drama. And we're not even 2 weeks into the new year's. I know I'm being hypocritical because I'm covering it, but I'm covering it for a different reason. Not because I love the drama or anything like that. I mean, what's going on behind the scenes in WWE. Why it matters. WWE enjoyed one of the most successful runs on Wall Street last year, in part because investors saw McMahon's exit as a takeover opportunity. That's the thing. When he left, they thought, yeah, I mean, we're going to finally be able to sell this bitch and then make billions. That's why the stock went up. And part of the reason why the stock went up and McMahon was forced to retire. Takeover opportunity. In returning to negotiate WWE sales on his own terms, McMahon crafted a storyline worthy of his company flagship WrestleMania or SmackDown events. State of play. Just days after announcing his return, McMahon's daughter Stephanie McMahon resigned as co-CEO and chairwoman of the board of WWE, leaving former talent agency exec Nick Khan as the sole CEO. McMahon, who was simultaneously named chairman of the board, has said just days before that WWE has an exceptional management team in place and do not intend to return to have any impact on their roles, duties, or responsibilities. Yeah, his daughter Stephanie resigned 2 days later, and he's now back as the chairman of the board. So yeah, so I don't believe that for a second. Sources told Axios that Stephanie McMahon and her husband, Paul Triple H Levesque, the company chief content officer or booker, and retired professional wrestler, are opposed to sale. Well, here we go. Stephanie McMahon and Triple H or Paul Levesque opposed to sale. What does that tell me? That tells me McMahon said, "Oh yeah, pal, you're out." And Stephanie's out. My own daughter. He screwed over his own daughter in order to take over his old company and try to sell it. Isn't what a great father, huh? Now let's keep going. As controlling shareholder of the company, McMahon was able to elect himself chairman through a written consent order. In doing so, he appointed former WWE co-presidents Michelle Wilson and George Barrios to the board. So in other words, yeah, he just told the board, "Fuck it, I'm back. I'm chairman of the board again." And here's my two sycophants, Michelle Wilson and George Barrios. They're on the board. So nothing you can do about it because the majority shareholder. That's what he's basically doing there. Adding to the shakeup, the WWE said directors Joe Ellen Lyons Dillon and Jeffrey Speed and Alan Wexler were ousted from WWE's board. Okay, that's not really a big deal, but this is. Moments later, the company issued a press release saying two more board members, Ignace Lahoud and Manjit Singh, resigned effective immediately. Who are these two guys? It turns out these are the two board members that were running the investigation against McMahon, the sexual assault allegations and the money and the NDAs and the money that he paid out. So the two guys who were in the board that were investigating McMahon, oh, what a coincidence! They're gone. They're both resigned, effective immediately. Can you believe that? With the balls on McMahon. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, the two guys that are investigating him, fuck them, they're out. Nothing you can do about it because I'm the majority shareholder. Stephanie McMahon elevated to co-CEO on Nick Khan last year. Blah blah. Here. McMahon announced his retirement last summer, just weeks after the Wall Street Journal first reported that McMahon has secretly paid off a former employee who allegedly had an affair with. After a months-long investigation, McMahon and WWE eventually concluded that he made nearly $20 million in payments. So that's what led to his retirement. Retirement in quotations. Do 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 do. All right, there's not much left. I'm just going to read a couple more, and then I'll give my final thoughts. Even during his brief exodus from the company he ran for 4 decades, McMahon held all the power as WWE's controlling shareholder. No deal was ever going to happen without his blessing, and his comeback, while tumultuous, had been well received from Wall Street by Wall Street. Again, that's the in Wall Street. As long as WWE's up for sale or rumored to be up for sale, they really don't give a shit because they just want the company sold so they can all make their billions, back. McMahon makes billions, Wall Street makes billions, the board and the investors make billions. That's all they care about. They don't care how many women McMahon may have sexually assaulted or paid off. They really don't give a shit. Ultimately, they just want WWE sold as soon as possible. WWE stock jumped more than 20 points, or 20% since McMahon's return, pushing the company market cap over $6.6 billion, up from roughly $4 billion just a few years ago. What to watch? Rumors swirling of who will jump in to buy the company. Axios has previously reported that potential buyers that would include Comcast, Disney, Amazon, even Apple. I haven't heard that one. I've heard Apple may be interested in WWE. Wonder what the hell they would do with it. Maybe put it on Apple Plus, but that's the only thing I can think of. Why would Apple want WWE? But that's the only reason why I can think of. Unconfirmed reports already began to circulate that the company reached a deal to be acquired by the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund (PIF). I I had made up, and you guys follow me on Twitter. I'm sure you've seen this. I had made up a thumbnail that about this that I thought if the sale would go through, I'd make a video on it. But the sale never went through. The rumors were either unconfirmed or not true. So I have a nice thumbnail, but I can't use it because the Saudi PIF never bought the company, or at least haven't bought it yet. So that was kind of annoying. But but I'm the dumbass that fell for Twitter hype. So, but I didn't make the video. I just have a thumbnail. So I have. So I don't have egg in my face. All right, that's the end of this article. But yeah, the problem with McMahon, he is a capitalist through and through. Let me just put myself back up here. Yeah, here we go. He's a capitalist through and through. He doesn't give a shit about the wrestler. He doesn't give a shit about. He's no hell. He obviously doesn't care about his own family. Look what he just did. He forced out his own daughter, and his own son-in-law is still there, barely. Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, but he's still there, barely. But I don't know how long before McMahon forces him out too, because it's obvious that he wants to fully control his own company, or before he sells it. Either he sells it first or he takes full control. Says, "Ah, fuck it, I'm not going to sell it because I have control again." So one or the other is going to happen. We'll see what happens. But he's like the main proof of the problem with unfettered capitalism. It's unfettered. He can do whatever he wants. He's a majority stockholder. He should he be there? Let me try spitting this out properly. Should he be able to force his way back into the company? Especially after everything he's been accused of. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But the issue is he is a majority shareholder. And he has like 80% of the voting power, which is insane for a publicly traded company to have one guy basically being having full control of the company. But nonetheless, he does, and he forced ways back in, and his daughter's out. His son-in-law is probably on thin ice as it is, so this is not. And on top of that, he has tens of billions of dollars to spend, and he's gonna sell it. He's gonna sell it to the highest bidder, even if it is Saudi Arabia. He doesn't care. Well, you think he cares about all the people that they chop their heads off and they arrest them and they fucking throw them in jail without trial, have political prisoners, slavery? He doesn't care. That's the new owners. That's the new owners. He doesn't really give a shit. He's the main issue with the unfettered capitalism. No regulation. He can do whatever he wants. Basically, he can sell the company to whoever he wants. He can screw over his own wrestlers, which he's had for years. I mean, all right, I can rattle off a few things. The no compete clauses. You're not allowed to compete. You're not allowed to go to competitor for 90 days. I'm not sure. I think that he pays his wrestlers during his 90 days, but I could be wrong. But even if he let's say he doesn't, that's an issue because that means oh yeah, you can't go work for any competitors for 90 days. So good luck trying to get paid somehow for 90 days. Then you have the union busting. Again, that's another issue. I mean, McMahon has union busted, especially back in the 80s, because I'm sure everybody's heard Jesse Ventura's story about his attempt to unionize WWF, what was then WWF back in the 80s. This is right before WrestleMania 2. I'll tell a story real quick. I don't want this video to go too long. Right before WrestleMania 2, he Ventura got together in the locker room. None of the office was there. McMahon or any of his sycophants were there. He decided now is the time, and so he had a little meeting with the wrestlers, and he basically said why we should all strike and unionize against McMahon. Anyway, McMahon found out about it. I'll tell you who did it exactly. McMahon found out about it, and of course, he fired some guys. And union was squashed, and Ventura was on his own. Basically, there was nothing he can do. Let's fast forward now into the early '90s, and Ventura sued McMahon for unpaid royalties. That lawsuit, and in the deposition, Ventura's lawyer, decided to ask McMahon, "Hey, has WWF tried to unionize before? Or the wrestler unionize before?" "Oh yeah, I think Ventura may have said something a few years ago." It's like, what happened with that? How did you find out about it? "Oh, Hogan told me." Hulk Hogan, of course, his best buddy and his top star, ratted out Ventura's unionization attempt to McMahon. So yeah, that doesn't put Hogan in the best light either. So another thing that he's done, I mean, he's done so many. I can't even like. He's done so many fucked up things over the years. Union busting, the 90-day no competes, screwing over wrestlers, in their pay. I mean, there was one wrestler nearly choked McMahon to death. He literally did that, nearly choked him to death over pay. So yeah, so this is not a nice guy or a good guy or whatever. He's just the main like he's the main capitalist. If you see capitalist, you see McMahon. I mean, or you see somebody like a Trump or somebody like a Jeff Bezos or somebody like maybe even Elon Musk. Owns Twitter now. So those that's this is why unfettered capitalism is the issue. I cannot talk. So hopefully, I'm not going to last. I'm not going to go much longer. But this is the problem with unfettered capitalism. Do whatever the fuck you want, and the government says, or maybe we'll do a little investigation, but there'll be no punishment. Maybe a fine. But we're not. The SEC is not going to do much. The FTC isn't doing much either. I mean, they're just there just to basically cover up what the big corporations, publicly traded companies do. So that'll do it for this video. Tell me what you think. Give me a like. Please give me a comment. And please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to all the INN member channels, which their links are down there in the description. My links are down there in the description too. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a great day.